Hey, I just delivered 9 meetings in one day. The SDRs did it. I didn't do it. But I built all the process to be able to empower them to set up 9 demos in one day, company record. And I wanted to show you the exact process that I did, how I did it, and hopefully teach you the thinking behind it. So let's dive in. So the first is they were going to an event. So an event is kind of key because you have an excuse really to reach out. You're both going to this shared event. So let's actually talk first about the things that were in their favor. So these are things to keep in mind before all the tactics and that we're going to go over. So why did it work? Why did it work? So it worked for a couple of reasons. Let's actually make this a little smaller here. Okay, so niche. It was a niche event. So not many tech companies. So basically, they weren't really competing with anyone else, which is really helpful. It's in person. So events are really helpful because if things are in person, people are just much more likely. And here's there's some psychology behind that, which is you don't have friends or a life at the event. It's just for networking. You basically are paying to live outside of your bubble, which means things aren't going to get in the way of you being able to spend time on industry stuff. So events are just a really fantastic time to do things. They solve a real problem. This company solves a real problem for people that you can tell that in the replies here. It's not just that we're doing tactics here. The offer is good. In this case, the offer is good. We did free dinner, or I think that we also did limo ride to the event. So this is kind of these are the reasons why this series of plays worked really well. It's because it's a niche event, not many people. It's in person. This company solves a real problem, and the offer is good. Hey, we have a free dinner. It's also limited. The offer is limited. Is limited too. This is this is message market fit for problem. And this really is only certain amount of seats. So this is kind of nice. It's like, hey, they sort of had to make a call. There's a little bit of pressure involved. Shout out to Fleet Panda here, which came up with the limo idea. I just implemented it. It's a good idea. Okay, so let's talk about how I actually did this thing. So I did a list build. So I just used a tool called Instant Data Scraper to pull all of the attendees and the exhibitors. Now, the attendees only had certain information. So basically, and I'll kind of show you the mechanics behind this. I just used the Claygen to do it. But the Claygen is just a tool that will go, it's a feature, clay.com. And what it will do is it'll go search the web and go find a LinkedIn URL. And so I said, here's everything I know about this person, their information, etc. And I'm going to show you the example of what a search I told to do. So basically it's variables. There's some basketball guy named Jordan Crawford that stole a lot of my LinkedIn juice. Not my LinkedIn juice, but he dunked on LeBron James one time. So he's really good. And look at all these action shots. Anyways, this is not the point of the video. I'm just a little bit bitter because I had authority until this guy was blowing up the basketball world. All right. So basically, this is what I did. I said Jordan Crawford, the city they're in, their title, and so you can see the nice thing is that I just passed on this thing, and then ChatGPT could actually go evaluate all these Jordan Crawfords and be like, who seems like the right Jordan Crawford here based on this name title, and then it can return just a LinkedIn URL. So now I have a LinkedIn URL of the person, right? AI Enrich on attendee. From the AI enrichment on the attendee, then I do basic LinkedIn enrichment, LinkedIn enrichment on the person. So this is where then I want to understand, who are these people? What are their titles? And then I did two things at once here, which is I did a ICP score on the company. So I took in all the information, the text from the homepage, the description, and I said, is this this type of company? So, and this was just sort of a 1 to 10 score. And I really want to know, are they in our ICP or not? And it was pretty basic here. And title scoring just for priority. So what is are they C-suite? Are they, et cetera? Okay, so once I had this, then I had a priority list of both the people and the companies at the companies that I wanted to target. Then what I did is I did cell phone waterfall in Clay. So once I had a priority list, I did a cell phone, and this priority list was like pretty simple. So it's like ICP, ICP 1 to 10, good title. This is a sorted priority list. Cell phone waterfall in Clay, and then I did offer generation. SDR decides. Basically, the SDR has to do the final kind of work here. Are they offering the dinner or limo or what? So the kind of nice thing about now this is just cold calling, just cold calling. But I'm turning this into a process where we're going to be able to break this down into a variety of different component parts so that when we go to a conference, we're going to rebuild this play over and over again. Score all the attendees and all the companies. Figure out who you want to meet with. Sort that list by both company and person. So now you have a prioritized hit list. Do things like run ads. So we're going to go get all of the personal emails of everyone that's attending, even if they're not in our ICP, right? To generate buzz. So people are like, hey, did you see tenor? Then what we're going to do is we're exploring billboards around the conference. We're exploring Firefly ads. So that's like on the top of the taxis, for example, and they're dynamic, so location based. So we can only show them around the edge of the conference center. My friend Neil in the GTM fund is like send people like survival kits. So if you know the official partner of the hotel, you can basically pay the hotel to give certain people credits at the hotel. Like, hey, there's a bottle of champagne that this company sent you. Where would you like it sent? We may not be able to get that for this particular conference. But these are the types of things that we're going to do. So we can run programmatic ads with their personal emails. We're going to have a LinkedIn play to them. I haven't figured out that yet. We're going to have a cold email play. So once we prioritize this list here, we can send out blasts that basically just offer people if they want to go access to the dinner. And the offer will be relevant to their score. So if they have a high score, we'll offer them like the founder will be there, or like the founder will take a limo with you. There's some urgency there too, which is great. We got the cold calling campaign, and we may hire some people on Craigslist or TaskRabbit to like hand raffle tickets out at the front of the event so they can go to the booth and like turn in those raffle tickets. So with a relatively small budget, I think maybe I spent $500 on enrichment here. We got 9 booked calls, most in company history. On cold calling here, pretty cheap. And I centralized all the list build. And this is the type of thing that we're going to bake into HubSpot and create a waterfall and a enrichment path every time we go a new event, or even we're scoring a new total TAM, which is what we're doing right now. So you should steal this play from me. It's all possible. A lot of this stuff is just totally possible within Clay. You shouldn't be building your list. You shouldn't be using tools like ZoomInfo or Apollo to just build and export list, because the especially with some of this niche stuff, the data's not there. You need a programmatic crawler to go find things. Oh, I didn't say this, but we have an outsourcer going and double checking everything. So not for the event stuff. The SDRs are, the data is good enough, but there is still a human in the loop when the TAM score, because if I want to go try to find like websites or whatever, the AI is not good enough at this stage. But I think that you will be able to run multiple AI steps here and then just take the best of 3 or 4 steps as the models improve. But for now, we basically have a person that's sweeping everything to improve the match rates. I hope this is helpful. Have an absolutely wonderful Tuesday. Bye.